Hey out there in video land, it is Flatbread Friday and I'm Kathy, and today we're not going to make a pizza, we're going to make a calzone. And the other day I made a dish called pork normand, which is pork and apples and onions and sauce. And I said I was going to freeze it, but then it came around Flatbread Friday and I said, I'm going to make a calzone out of it because I have this dough, upside down, nope. Anyway, it's classic pizza dough. We're gonna roll it out. We're gonna add the pork normand and a few other fall ingredients, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with doing it. And we're gonna call it the Autumn Pork Calzone. And happy Flatbread Friday. We have our leftover pork normand. It came out of this leftovers, and I know in the video I said I was gonna freeze it, but then I decided to use it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to chop it into smaller pieces so it works with our calzone. And I hate to touch the knife with yucky hands, but whatever. So we're gonna cut and just break it up a little bit, make it more manageable for our calzone. Wait to see what we're gonna do with the rest of it. It's fun to play. So the first thing we're gonna do is take a classic pizza dough and we're gonna unwrap it and take it out of the package and carefully unroll it. You don't want to rip it. This is really good dough. I found it at the IGA store, and I know that some of you don't have those, but that Poppin' Fresh pizza dough works pretty well as well. But I like this one because it's really like dough, like me. A dough. So flip it over, peel off the paper, and the first thing we're going to do is add cheese. I'm going to start this with some American cheese, and I like my calzones cheesy. Always, you run the risk of having the cheese leak out if you don't seal the seams up tight enough. And that has happened to me a myriad of times over the years. But I keep going with the cheese. Layer it up. And you know, cheese and apples and pork and onions all go really well together. So that's where the idea for this calzone was born. And then we're gonna zip it up with a few other fall ingredients. I'm gonna do one more. And yeah, so there we have our cheese. And now we can do this with a spoon. I was gonna put some gloves on and do it with my hands, and I may end up doing that anyway. But we're gonna put in our pork normand. Somebody's barking outside. And this has just the right amount of sauce to make this calzone moist and tasty. And Kelly's waiting for this bowl, so we'll just put it over here for her. This might be a little too much stuff. I think it is. I'm going to take out just a little. Because if you have too much stuff, you can't wrap the dough around it. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Wiping off the hands. And this dough is stretchy, so you don't have to worry about, containing the contents, because you can stretch it out and around, and we will do that in just a minute. But the first thing we're gonna do is add some cranberries. Yeah, I'm from New England, where cranberries were born. Dried cranberries and cranberries. When I was 18 years old, which was 100 years ago, I went to Pennsylvania, and we went into this bar, and I ordered a Cape Codder, which is vodka and cranberry juice, in case you're not familiar. And they never even heard of it. They never heard of cranberry juice. They never heard of a Cape Codder, nothing. And I was just laughing. I mean, I'm sure everybody has cranberry juice these days because Ocean Spray has done a great job promoting their berry. And I've known cranberry farmers over the years and stuff, and Ocean Spray takes good care of them as well. And I had some spinach that I wanted to use up because I need to. And this is going to add a little color and a little nutrition. So we're going to put that in there. And so that's done. And now more cheese. This is fun. I'll have to stop in between clips. I don't know if you can see behind me, Kelly's approaching. She said, did I hear someone say cheese? She loves cheese and any other kind of food. You can tell by looking at it. She's pudgy like me. Okay, we are ready to wrap. Get in there, onion. So what we're gonna do is gonna pull the edges up a little bit. And you guys will appreciate this new video format because in the past, you've just had to imagine what to do. You know, took still pictures of it, but now I can actually show you the process. Stretch and stretch and stretch. Stretch a little more over here. We end up with that one. So we're going to fold on our sides, pinch to kind of hold those edges down. I'm going to leave my hand right here because that looks like it's going to try to fall off, and that's okay because we can always grab it back. And I'm going to pull this up just a little bit more. And personally, I like the bready ends of a calzone. And now we're going to take this edge and carefully fold it up. I think we still have a little too much stuff, but we're going to get this guy done. Pull it up over the filling. Try not to rip it. I just did a little bit. We can fix that. And pull it up a little more. And I ripped it again, but now I fold it in this side. Work with it, work with it, work with it, work with it. And here we go. We're going to try to meet up our edges. Get in there, you. Just tuck the insides in while you're doing it. And pull up. And we got another little bitty rip. I got an extra piece of dough over here, so I'm going to take that a little bit and I'm going to patch up this rip. And there we go. Now we want to pinch our ends really well. Pinch, 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 and tuck, 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 and pinch, and tuck, and then we're going to roll it over. Come on. Can you see it? Not easy to move. I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. The recipe for this dough says to cook it at 400, but we want to make sure the insides of this calzone are cooked. So we're going to pan this up and bake it and see. Okay, so I bought these almonds a little while ago. I don't even remember what I was going to use them for. But today I'm going to use them for something. And we're gonna incorporate it into our calzone and wait to see how. It's gonna be so much fun. But the first thing we're gonna do is chop them up. So we're gonna put them in the bullet. And we are there. We're gonna spray a baking sheet lined with parchment with a little bit of ham just to keep from sticking. And now we're going to transfer our calzone onto that sheet. This guy's staying together pretty well, so I'm fairly happy with the results. Sometimes you get a blowout. Come on, baby. Check the bottom, make sure it's sealed. Yep, looking good. Roll again. Oh look, we have a little lip right here. We can fix that. Cut it out. Okay, all fixed. And now we are going to beat an egg. And make a nice egg wash. And here comes the surprise. But first we're going to rub it all on, spread it all on. You want to make sure to get under the edges with the egg wash, because that's going to help seal them in and seal in all the stuff that wants to come out. The fillings want to be free. They do not want to stay in the crust, but we want them to. So we make sure with an egg wash. Now, I'm putting this egg wash on pretty heavy because we're going to do one more thing before we bake this bad boy. Or good boy, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be good. Appley and cranberry and porky and cheesy and oniony and appley, and I said appley already. Whoops. Okay, so we're going to take those almonds that we chopped up a little while ago, and we are going to sprinkle them all over the outside of this. They're going to stick to the egg wash. They're going to add a little crunch, a little brown. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. I was going to put these in, but then I thought this would be a fun thing to do. So, let me get those big pieces. You want to stick those on, because that'll be crunchy and yummy. Let's pat it all on, get it nice and even. Whoops, too much. Spread that around so it's not all in one place. All right, this guy's going in the oven. It's going to take about a half hour for it to be done. And then we're going to slice it open, see what the inside looks like, and we'll see in a minute. Okay, I just took it out of the oven, and there it is. And this has never happened to me before, and I don't know if it's because of the almonds or whatever, but you see it broke open a little bit on the top, but I think that cheese running out of the top is pretty cool. So we're going to let that cool a little bit. We're going to cut it open, see what it looks like. Hey, there's our calzone. We're going to move it over to this board and cut it up, which means I'm going to move you closer so you can see. And there it is. Nice. Kelly thinks she wants that pan. Okay, so this is going to be a tough one. This is the closest thing I have to a serrated knife, so let's hope we don't make a big mess. It looks really amazing, but I think it's going to be a sloppy mess. Oh, cheesy. Bodizzy. Let's pick it up with a spatula. A little closer to the camera so you can have a look inside. It looks pretty amazing. Whoa! And as I have said on several occasions, a calzone is an inside-out pizza. So appropriate for Flatbread Friday, and appropriate for using up leftovers, and appropriate for maintaining sustainability, and delicious and yummy. And turn around. I want to thank you for joining me for Flatbread Friday. We'll be back soon. You know, I'm starting to, I have delved deep into the archives, and around this time of year when I worked at foodies markets, this would be the time that we rolled out our holiday appetizers. And like I say, when I talk about the archives, I talk about several years ago of old-fashioned kind of appetizers that we used to have. And I'm going to start doing them. Holidays are coming, and first we have Thanksgiving, then we have Christmas, then we have New Year's, and that's a long time to start selling my appetizers to all y'all and giving you all the recipes, and you can eat them yourself. And again, happy Flatbread Friday.